Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm Derek Walker, your host. My co-host with me today, as he always is, and he's always entertaining, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Boy, that's a big lineup I got to deal with. I'm looking out my window right now, and there's a 12-foot skeleton. I think it's taller than that.
I have seen these.
I'm 6'3". I think they might be 18 feet tall.
That's scary. That is scary stuff. So
and you know what people have done in some places? They put a jersey. They put a sheet over the skeleton and put number 87 on there. And then they get another skeleton and put a mop blonde wig or something like that.
Traylor and Travice.
So they are the perfect Halloween couple, though.
What are they called? You know how Bennifer was Ben Affleck and Jennifer?
Yeah,
what do you?
Traylor. I think
Traylor. I like Traylor. Traylor. Okay, I'll go with that.
Or Swift's or something like that.
Now I've been thinking about this, Jimmy. Boy, did we get on this right away. But I've been thinking about the title of her next song, and it might be something like "The Clock Ran Out."
Oh, I've got the name.
Maybe. Okay, go. What do you got?
It's Only Make Believe.
Okay. That's good too.
No, this is the biggest pile of nothing that's ever been. They're not. He's as awkward with her as a cub bear. He ain't messed with that girl. And believe me, on taking it to another level. Yeah. Believe me, nothing's gonna stop her from being. And she can't be stopped. She's got to finish this South America and Europe tour next year. She can't be, off on Love Island or having a baby or doing anything like that.
Okay, now hold on.
Next over a year. So I'm just jumping ahead, but I'm just saying that that can't. She's in the middle of this thing right now that can't be stopped.
Okay,
and he is. He's in a season of football, so timing's not good.
No, it's not. It is not good. But I got to ask you, as a professional, you've been covering this stuff, and I see already your opinion. But you've been covering this stuff your whole life. You've seen this over and over. When I first saw all this, I thought, she needs another song like from John Mayer, right, which gave her a great song. Now we got Travis Kelce, and this is kind of her MO. But what if we're all wrong, Jimmy? What if this is the love of her life?
I don't know if she might have a little. I mean, he's a charismatic. He's a man.
Yeah, he's a man's
football
man.
star.
Yeah.
He wears a uniform. I mean, my God, he scores touchdowns and 80,000 people scream.
True.
What is there not to, he's a big old boy. Yeah. Now, that is not like anything that she has particularly been attracted to in the past.
Right, which is very odd.
People change. People change, I guess.
But
you're right. This guy ain't nothing like the rest of these dudes.
John Mayer.
He's a real dude. And John Mayer,
I like John Mayer, but totally
all
different
wussy boys compared to this dude.
There's truth.
This is a manly man.
There's truth in that.
Travis Kelce's a manly man, and I just don't see her. I guarantee you, he's burping and doing all kinds of stuff when his guard's down.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you think she kind of grew up that way? Well, she didn't grow up. She wasn't.
She has a brother, but she's
there. That's what I mean.
No. She's an artsy fartsy girl and been an artsy fartsy girl since 10 years old.
Okay, well then
she hasn't been.
Well, maybe opposites attract. I mean, that's they've said
that
it.
Could happen at this point. They're both millionaires, so that might help. Yeah, but that hasn't stopped her in the past.
That's
but
true.
She's always been attracted to these, actor boys and songwriter boys and other people like that, and it just I don't believe me though. I mean, but no one can be secure with her, right now. I'm sure Travis Kelce, knowing that all the world's looking, is a little bit freaked out by the whole thing.
Maybe he's just looking for a one-night stand. We don't know. I mean, it could be he's a football player. I'm not saying that football players do that. I'm just saying
I just think that was. We'll strike that comment from the deposition.
Okay.
I mean, she's an attractive woman, but I just don't. I don't think that they're. He spent the night over at her house. Well, I always heard, and I've always heard that football. That's one of the reasons they put football players in a hotel the night before the game is for them not to do the wham bam.
Right, because the wham bam wallazoo.
They want to hold the testosterone level up, and I think there's something to that. I really do.
Huh? They don't
want them
I've
all
heard
pacified and calm. They want them. hyped up. So
Yeah.
I don't think that happened. I mean, he did stay over there.
Well, he could
'Cause we
just
saw
slept
him
on the
sneak
couch.
in
I
and sneak
mean,
out.
yeah.
But they were on the couch and
Yeah.
nothing was going on. I don't think
nothing. No. Nah. Nope.
Anyway, the whole thing, and one thing about this that could be difficult for her is I heard the other night in Monday Night Football, they put her picture up on one of the big screens.
Yeah.
And there was thousands of people who booed.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe there's some people.
When these things happen, I've seen it happen plenty of times. When it's like a novelty song, you hear it. No, that's pretty cute. The first little bit you hear it, and then you're nauseated after about the 30th time. You've heard it, and I think that they overexposed this duo big time.
Okay, now let me throw.
Nature just did, or whatever, and I think people just, the natural bunch of people. You're going to have your haters anyway.
Yeah,
and you're going to have your people that love it, that like a love story, that and all that stuff.
But let me tell you,
good things.
If he stops scoring touchdowns.
Oh, I was going to say,
luckily
he did okay, hadn't he,
right,
since he's been with her?
Yeah, he scored while she was at the game. Yeah.
No. That's so. All of a sudden, if we don't see her, and he craps out,
I
mean, they're in dangerous territories.
And if that's not enough to worry about, the country's going to crap in a handbasket.
And I'm worried about this guy. Now, this is another one that I looked at the first time. I said, I don't know about this. I just don't know.
Wait,
this.
I'm going to guess who you're going to say. I want to guess who you're because he is a weird-looking dude. Matt Gaetz. No,
I think he's a weasel too, but that wasn't who I was talking.
Okay,
that wasn't the right weasel. The My Pillow Man.
Oh, what is his name? Mike
Lindell.
Lindell, that's right. Yeah, Mike.
He
Lindell.
owes millions in fees to lawyers. He has two law firms that are seeking to terminate representation of him because he's not giving them any money, and he said he doesn't have any money to give him because he's getting sued.
Yeah, sure, he's broke.
And by the voting machine makers Smartmatic and Dominion Voting Systems, and a former Dominion employee. They're suing him for defamation, attempting to stop an IRS audit. He's trying to keep paying his people.
Jeez.
I mean, it just goes on and on. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I mean,
and he got all involved with the voting machine stuff, and he's getting sued. But that situation is about as mess as the Congress.
I would agree with that 100%. And
that guy, everybody that Trump has touched is nearly in failure or something really bad. Think about it.
It's
from Rudolph Giuliani to everybody.
Yeah.
Lawyers, Mark Meadows, the chief of staff, all these people are either getting sued or something awful's happened to them or whatever. Everybody who touched Trump.
I saw an article the other day that Rudy Giuliani was going after Biden now with a lawsuit for, I think it's slander, for tarnishing his name. And I just think this is just a vicious circle of lawsuits left and right.
Everybody's suing everybody.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
I agree.
And then Trump, he's like the most besieged person in the world. I mean, everywhere he's looking, he's got arrows getting shot at him.
Can I just say something, though? I mean, love him or hate him, that dude must have some thick skin like an elephant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you just wonder how thick could that stay.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got to be getting to him.
Yeah.
They said and these former aides, here's one, a former aide says the Don is terrified of being poisoned. That's one of his phobias.
I wonder if he has one of those testers that test the food before he eats it.
Well, I mean, that's what they do. The Secret Service did that before the president eats. Yeah. Generally, they try to check because they are worried about something like that happening.
That is crazy.
But, I mean, this is the world of, when you're Trump, here he is, just a kind of an egomaniacal player.
Yeah.
New York businessman, the art of the deal, moving fast, dressing sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Flaunting money around, flying around in jet with your name on it and all that stuff.
The Apprentice, yeah.
I used to see him. I was visiting, first time I ever saw him. I mean, I saw him on TV.
Yeah.
But first time I ever saw him, we were in the same room, is I was in the basement of of one of the theaters there on Broadway, and I was hanging out that night with Larry Gatlin. And his co-star in the Will Rogers Follies was his soon-to-be wife, Trump's soon-to-be wife.
Oh,
what's her name?
Melania.
No,
Melania?
Margot,
Oh, I don't know.
pretty blonde
Now I
girl
gotta look it
that
up.
he had a child with.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
remember her. What was her name?
Marla Maples.
Marla Maples. That's right.
Marla Maples, and
That's
she
right.
was there, and she had a bit nice part in the play.
Mm-hmm.
But he came in there to get her, and I guess they were going off to dinner, or he was picking her up, from work, so they can go on. And I met him there, and he came in like the whirlwind. He had the hair and the New York overcoat and looked like $1 million, going on there. He was Jack the Playboy. Going to pick up the good looking babe. I mean, there wasn't anybody better looking than Marla.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's just that's what he did. Then he got involved with all this politics stuff and pissed off a lot of people.
Boy, man, there are a lot of people after him.
He's paying for it, and they're trying to. The worst nightmare for so many people is Trump's return.
Mm-hmm.
To have him come back riding up on a horse, and you had all these people like Mike Lindell and everybody else that were on him, and it's just. Wow. I mean, it's chaos is what it is.
Yeah.
The Trump thing is chaos. The Republican Party is in chaos. Here they are. They blow out the speaker with, this Matt Gaetz guy, and people are still trying to figure out how in the world do they do this with 8 people? I mean, they got some Democrats to come over, and it's just a mess. So chaos is everywhere up there. I wasn't that crazy about him either way. So maybe in the long run, it'll be okay. But right now, it's a mess.
I agree.
And
in fact,
people running for president, look at all these goons that are up there running. Not one of them has any percentage.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
Nikki Haley, she's not going to be president of the United States.
No, she's fun to watch in the debate and all that, and it's good, and she does well in the debate. And poor Tim Scott doesn't even show up. I mean, it's just like he's as quiet as a mouse. And then last time he went nuts on everybody. DeSantis is not what everybody thought. If you're a Republican, what he thought
he's kind of
be.
No, I mean, no.
And what do the Democrats have, Jimmy? They got Biden.
Nothing, and they're locked in with Biden.
Why? I don't.
This week decided to go ahead and build some wall down there in Texas. I mean, look at here's a Democratic president.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of that, you would think that they're known for their wonderful relationships with unions. We've got more strikes going on than we had in 20 years, maybe 30 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We got the auto workers on strike. We got the healthcare workers on strike.
That's right.
I think we have the culinary workers on strike. I know I'm leaving somebody out, but all kinds of people are out there.
Oh, the actors. Don't forget the actors.
The actors are on strike.
That's right.
And I don't see the Democrats or their leadership doing anything to try to bring somebody to a table. And then you've got the Ukraine thing. They're all about Ukraine. And then they passed the 45-day budget deal, and it didn't have anything about Ukraine in it.
Isn't that nuts?
Ukraine's not getting any extra money now.
Isn't
and
that
so
something?
it's a good chance they may not get any more spending.
Wow.
And so what's that going to do? And then this week, we had the test of FEMA with your phone.
That's right, yeah.
And, remember, and mine went twice for whatever reason. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know,
But at the same time, they were having their versions of the test in Russia.
Interesting.
Did you know that?
No, I did not. I hadn't heard anything about that.
And they had the kids all doing the air raid drills, and some of them were getting in gas masks and all that stuff. And it's in the Sun paper.
Can we just paint with a broad brush here? The 2 super nuclear-powered countries are testing emergency
are playing a little bit, are running this test gear, and they're trying to get people saying, you don't really want to do this. You don't really want to do this.
Right.
But we're getting ready just in case we do. And, China, they could have somebody getting ready to act stupid. And I was hearing somebody today talk about how, all right, we're ready to go. We've got these drones that can go in there and do all kinds of crazy junk to China. But again, we'll be all eating Spam and beanie weenies if that happens, because we cannot go a day without having China build everything that we use.
Right.
I mean, everything. So we would be devastated. I mean, I would think we would be doing something to protect ourselves if we did that. But if we knock China out or they knock us out, economically, we both go down.
Right. And the people that are at the top
really
know
stupid.
that. Yeah, it is stupid.
Yeah, and it's really stupid. And then over here in Ukraine, if people don't think we've been testing our all kinds of stuff. That's been a munitions testing location.
For
the last year or so.
I
We've
agree.
got more stuff going on over there. We're testing from drones to other technologies that we need a war to be happening before we can really test it.
Yeah, sure.
And we've been testing it a lot.
Oof.
Just stuff we don't want to get caught, doing.
Yeah.
That whole war has just been weird. How they can, on a Monday this week or last week, all the members of the European Union, the head of the unions, went down to Kyiv and had a meeting. Well, why do they think that would be so safe that day?
Right.
They just tell Russia. I mean, Russia's firing these missiles off and doing all kinds of damage. And you'd think if you're in a war, you wouldn't try to do something like that. And when has anybody tried to sit anybody down and try to have a peace treaty? Or what's it going to take to have peace here? I haven't heard anybody even mention that possibility.
It's almost like nobody has any interest in that, right? They just want to keep on.
It does seem that way. And I don't want to believe that's true, but it sure seems that way. That nobody seems to have at least talk about that as an option. That doesn't even seem to be a 1% option. Is it? And you can't. And where is our PR? When we do PR to our country, it's Voice of America and some Radio Free Europe and all
like
that
the
stuff.
BBC
Are
does
we
it.
putting that message out there? People of Russia, raise up. Say we don't want to fight anymore. Let's bring people to the table. I guarantee you could get people in this country fired up to do that. So are we doing that, trying to get people to come to the table?
I don't think so, Jimmy.
And then here's another crazy. I'm on a roll. Stay with me.
Yeah, go.
The border. What a screwed up mess that is.
Yeah.
So he's going to build a wall now to extend it for probably 20 miles or something, which is a real tough area in one of those counties that he said, I'll never do it. And then he's going to do it because the inevitable is you do need a wall down there.
Right.
That ain't the only thing you need, but you need a wall just for starters. And you've got to have some other kind of immigration. You can't just have a wall as your immigration policy, but that's a good start, that you can do whatever to it and add on to it or whatever. But it's so screwed up down there. And then if this is true, because again, does anybody really know that anything is a fact anymore? I don't claim to. They say lately, this is what I've heard. It's not Mexicans coming over in the immigrant. We were led to believe for years these are Mexicans that are bailing out of their country. Well, that doesn't appear to be the case. These are Venezuelans that are being supposedly dumped out of. Somebody's putting that message out there anyway, that these people are being dumped out of the prisons and everything else. If that is true, and they're dumping the prisons out and sending them all to the United States, and they're coming from Venezuela, why do we even have an army? Why do we have a Navy or an Air Force?
Yeah, what's the point? What is the point?
Shouldn't we have the president, a knife at the throat of the president of Venezuela, if that's truly what they're doing? Wouldn't you think?
I do think that, but I also think it's coming from not just Venezuela. I think they're dumping from all over the place because it's a crossing. It's an area where they can funnel everything through.
Where are these people? Let's find out. Where are these people coming from?
Agreed.
I mean, they're coming from Venezuela and what else? Well,
who knows? The Middle East? I don't know.
They are leaders of their country, and why are we not threatening them and saying, if you don't send these people back, we're going to come and get you, and you're going to have nothing.
Yeah, no, I agree. We have no
we are
leverage.
We are the big daddy of the world. So if we can't do that to protect our own country, what are we doing? Tell China and Russia, sit down, because we're protecting our own country right now. This ain't about you.
Yeah, I don't know if that sentiment echoes with the populace here anymore, which is sad to say, but it's the truth.
So the populace, you think, is okay with all these people coming over the border?
I don't know. There's not enough voices like yours and mine that are saying, hey, we got to stop this. Although you said, and Biden started to take a look at it. But why did it take so long, Jimmy? I mean, come on.
Because they've got an agenda with this thing. There is a reason
there's something going on.
Allowing all these people in. If you listen to the Republican media, it's to get more people to register to vote.
Yeah.
It's to get people, that are. I just don't believe that.
I don't think I do either.
You've got people that won't work, and if it's the Mexican people, I don't think anything would ever get built in my part of the country if we didn't have Mexican workers, Latin workers.
I agree.
Because you wouldn't get a yard cut, you wouldn't get a building turned, you wouldn't get a brick laid, you wouldn't get a roof put on, you wouldn't get anything done because they're doing all the work.
Yeah.
I don't see any other persons beside the Latins, doing any of that work. None.
Yeah. I'm sure there's.
So if that's what we're doing, is to get more people that do that kind of work, maids for the Las Vegas hotels and stuff like that. That's what they're doing. I really understand that. We need immigration for that.
Sure we do. But we need controlled immigration.
You can't just, but whatever's going on right now, that's such a joke. It's just a joke. And then you look and see what's happening to mostly the big cities, but the crime that is so out of control. These people are supposedly Democrats that run these cities. Why are they allowing all these criminals to run all over the place with no consequences, carjacking people, murdering people, stabbing them in the heart, all these things that are going on with
I don't know.
Bad people with no consequences. What is anyone's motivation other than terroristic to do something like that?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I did see Gavin Newsom come on the news and with these smash and grabs say finally, well, if we find you smash and grab, you're going to go straight to jail. It's like, well, you let them all run wild for a year, and then you put a limit of what, $1,500 or something?
These Pollyanna politicians, for whatever reason, whatever they're motivated by, to let, we just believe in da-da-da and da-da-da. It's a wonderful world we live in. And I don't really believe they're that way because they're not that stupid. I think a lot of these politicians are pretty stupid, like that ACO lady. I don't know what the hell she's. So I put her out there on the wing. I put her on the Matt Gaetz wing.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough.
Matt Gaetz and ACO, let's do one for one cancel. They're gone. Let's give them each one until we get some of the nuts out of the far right and the far left. Those are the people that turn me off.
Yeah,
and we've got to get something. We can't get anything done with these idiots.
No, it's chaotic all the time. It's always a crisis situation. Instead of sitting down at the table and going, hey, it's funny because Matt Gaetz and I think there were 8 Republicans that voted to oust McCarthy, right? And the gripe from Matt Gaetz was, well, McCarthy is crossing over with the Democrats, and he's making deals with the Democrats, which Matt Gaetz voted with the Democrats to get McCarthy out. So it's almost like 3 fingers pointing back. When you point, they're pointing at you. They look what he's doing. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. I don't even know how to get control back. I don't know how we do.
But I mean, you've got, talk about chaos.
Yeah.
You didn't have this going on when Trump was there.
No, that was more of the street rioting.
We have more fires going on. Not the saying that I want him back.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that that's a great idea either.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we've got more fires going on in chaos in the world, in our own country, in our unions, in our crime, in our streets. Yeah. You name the category, it's out of control. And I don't see leadership from anywhere.
Wow. I agree.
And some of these people we elect, for politicians who, God, in their defense, who would want to run today and have to go out there and sell your soul and be a politician and kiss so much butt and do all that? Nobody in their right mind.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. If that was the only way to affect change, I don't even know if I would do that. But I do want to know something. In your opinion, your dad being a judge, you've been in the media your whole life. Do these guys and gals, or whatever you identify as, do they go there that way, Jimmy, or do they go there with the idea that they're going to make this change and they're going to do some good, and then they just fall right into the same crap that they're all in? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm trying to think of people I know, and this guy's dead, so I can talk about him.
Yeah, sure.
Fred Thompson was a lawyer who got involved with some pretty high-profile cases. He was a blessed lawyer in the fact that he was really good, and he could really talk to the court, and he had that orator's ability. And so he became a statewide figure and ran for the United States Senate and got in there and then got on the Judiciary Committee. And Senator Fred Thompson was a very powerful person in the United States Senate. And then, at the same time, he would act a little bit. He'd do Law and Order,
That's what I remember him from. Yeah, I remember him
he was
as
a
an
U.S.
actor.
senator while he was doing that
I'll be
a lot of the time. And he would tell me, he said, I go to the Senate, and he said, it's generally very boring. He said, you've got, ever how many 90 something senators look in the morning every morning and look at themselves in the mirror and see the next president of the United States.
Oh, God. I believe that. I believe it.
They all think they're the next president, because they think, I'm just waiting to be discovered. They're like, the little weather girl that's here waiting for somebody to discover her and put her in a movie.
Yeah, sure.
It's like they are. So he got out of that ultimately. Did run for president, but just didn't have what it took for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got to do I think you didn't get to put a coalition together. You got to kiss a certain number of butts in a certain way to get the money and the big donors and the super PACs and all that crap. We're so messed up.
We are.
With it, stuff like that. And so I think he would have been not a good president, but a great president. And we didn't get him. But I'm telling you, you've got so much stuff going on that obviously this president and his team, they can't handle it. They've got no answers for any of these things. They have no ability to bring people together to stop stuff.
I agree.
They don't seem to have any juice on any category. I don't see anywhere where they're being successful.
I feel, and I don't know about you as an American, I feel embarrassed as that's who represents us.
Yeah.
That's really, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
I felt that way with Trump too. I felt that way with Trump.
Okay. I mean, I get it.
Because he was so flamboyant and this ridiculous looking hair and, and things like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can go backwards a little bit. We've had some, odd presidents, but there's one guy in a hopeful sense.
Yeah.
The governor of Virginia right now, whose name escapes me. It's a little bit Youngkin, I think is his last name. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Yeah, Glenn Youngkin.
Okay.
Better put that name down on your list.
Okay.
Because I think he may be in the running for the next president of the United States and he'll run ahead of all these people that are in there right now.
How come we haven't heard of him? Is he just not?
Because he doesn't want you to know. He doesn't want to get out there yet.
Okay.
This is going to be one of those years like Clinton and like Carter, that they're governors and they stay out of this 2-year, 3-year run for the presidency and get into it, when they have to, which is pretty much a year out, like December.
Gotcha.
And that's when Glenn Youngkin, if he's going to go in, can go in. He's done some pretty amazing things in Virginia.
I'll look
on the
up.
Democratic side. That's the same. They've got to do something with the Kamala problem, but neither one of these two are going to be there when the bells rung next November. I don't think either one of them could win. But there are some strong people in the Democratic Party that are governors.
Isn't there a Kennedy somewhere? Isn't there a Kennedy floating out there?
No, he's going to be an independent and screw things up.
Oh, he is. Okay. All right. That's no good.
Because he'll draw 5 or 6%, and that may be the wrong 5 or 6% to get.
Gotcha.
And then, Trump, I just don't know he can sustain the hits that he's going through or would. I don't know.
I don't either. It'll surprise me if he does.
If we're sitting here this time next October, and Biden and Trump are running for the presidency, what are we going to do, Jimmy? We're in a big damn mess. We're in a super mess.
What are we going to do? A super mess. Yeah, I don't even know what I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what. I guess it's 4 more years of the same crap.
No, we'll never. I don't know if we'll have 4 more years. I mean, you've got people like North Korea that turns off reactor to extract fuel for warheads. They're gearing up for whatever reason.
For some reason, yeah.
Because they're the foot soldier for China.
Yeah, location's great.
And
all
just
that
like Iran is a foot soldier for Russia.
Interesting, but yeah, right.
So it's those people that they can go out there and do the stink bug stuff. And then if you believe in 5% of what the conservative press says, and we've got all these terrorists now that have come in, and if it's just 1,000 of them, can you imagine what 1,000 terrorists could do, even if they're just driving cars? Stuff,
Whoa! I don't even want to imagine.
No,
I don't want to imagine. But you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, and we won't even know. It'll just be total sneak attack.
So, we're so loosey goosey and we're so distracted with Trump being in court all the time, and all these people with a grudge against him, and then all the people on the other side just trying to deal with the incompetence, of the current administration up there. And it's just, we need some new blood in there bad.
I agree with you.
And there are some great people out there, but can they rise to the top in the current system?
I don't know.
That is the question.
The current system is broken and it's corrupt, so probably not. I don't know, but I mean, it's a lot to worry about, and I think a lot of the citizens that are United States citizens, I think, everyone here, I think there's some of that weight on all of our shoulders. I think we all have in the back of our mind this grating. We are not going in the right direction as a country. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. We're just not going in the right direction.
Well, what we're taking, one thing we're doing, and it's the only thing that, the masses know what to do, is they're just bailing themselves away, getting out of these cities. Whether it's a company like Target or Starbucks or whatever, they're not trying to defend their ground. Mm-hmm. They're backing up. They're getting out of these places. So you're just turning these cities over to these motorcycle gangs and the people that are dressed in the black hoodies that are running in and tearing up everything and creating chaos. The only way you're going to stop that kind of stuff is when you have mass violence meet those people. That's when violence, unfortunately, we found this out in Pearl Harbor and anywhere where we study war.
Yeah.
Violence has to meet violence with violence. I mean, you can't just meet them with a goal. You got to punch the bully in the nose.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with that.
That's the only thing the bully understands.
That's right, because that's how
that's the only thing these criminals are going to understand is the guy that stabbed the people in the heart. They shouldn't have been out there at 3:30 in the morning, but beside that, they don't know where he is. But when or the guy that, even better yet, the guy that robbed the little girl from the campsite.
Oh yeah, for what?
And they got him, and there's no question that's who it is. He should have been tried on Monday and boiled in oil on Tuesday.
Yeah, no doubt. And
if you do that enough times, you're going to straighten some of these people out. They're going to say, well, I don't think I better be doing that crime today, or do something. We've got to figure out something, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I agree. We don't want to go to Islamic justice where we're chopping off people's hands. We think we're more civilized than that. But what we're doing right now ain't working.
Wow. Well said. And that's true. I mean, that is true. And there are pockets of this country, and mostly the big cities right now, where that is going on. And
abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
That's
San Francisco.
That is
Los Angeles, Philadelphia. There are parts in that you can't go. And certainly at night, it's like Escape from New York. But those kind of people, the bad people, are getting out here further. And I'm hearing all kinds of things about carjackings now all the time. The new thing was some of these idiots that have nothing to do going up and ringing people's doorbells and running away. I don't really understand what the point of that is, but other than just to irritate people. But some people are going to get shot doing that, and then the homeowner is going to get in trouble. So I mean, because people are going to want to defend. They think they're in danger, and that's where you're going to get in trouble when the people begin to feel, and they're inches away from that now, that their police can't protect them, and that they're going to have to do justice in their own. They're going to have to, gear up, load up, pack up, and pretend to protect themselves against the wolves that are at their door. And you want that, but you don't really. That's what we've come. We have an organized police force and a court system that's supposed to help us and deal with that like a civilized society. But if we're going to become an uncivilized society and go back to Tucson or the Old West, then people are going to act that way.
I'll tell you, Jimmy. I have lived in the country, and I remember moving out into the country. And I mean the country, nothing out there, right? The neighbor was 20, 30 acres away. And I remember having a conversation with him about, theft and things like that. And he said, it's not bad out here, but I'll tell you this. He said, you better have some self-defense at home because it's going to take the cops about 45 minutes to get here.
Right.
And I've been living with that for a long, long time. But it's too bad when you have to have that and the cops are 5 minutes, 10 minutes away. And they don't want to, they don't want to do it, but the weight of this target on their back.
They've not been backed up.
They've 100%.
They've not been backed up. And I've watched a couple of these videos lately where the policeman is in the store, in the Walmart, and somebody's on one of these carts, and starts acting crazy or trying to steal something, and they're caught before they leave, they need to put that up. And then they have a fit, and they end up, they're on the ground rolling around with a cop because they've spit in their face or they've
whatever,
punched them or whatever.
Awful. It's awful.
And I said, good Lord. I mean, we have people that don't respect law, that don't respect the flag, that don't respect, the Constitution of the United States, that don't respect, just decorum, like that crazy man that goes in his,
the hoodie
to the United States Senate.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Fetterman.
That's showing a lack of respect for the institution. It really does.
I agree. Dress code is important, huh?
It's all about order and disorder and chaos and conformity, and people want to do their own thing, and that's fine. But when your old thing gets in my old thing, then it's not a good thing anymore.
I agree with you. And now I've got all this stuff to worry about, plus Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce breaking up. So
that's why see, it all goes back to that. That's why that works. That Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift get our attention because it's a diversion.
Oh, Jimmy.
It's like a drug or getting drunk or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a diversion. People want to know that people can find each other and be in love. And it's
in spite of all the crap that's going on.
How cool is that these two, mega popular people, can be together? That's the stuff of movies. That's an old MGM movie, those kind of things. God. And we want to think that. So that's why that's working, because people are freaking out at all these things that are going on with an old man up there as president and the leading contender for the presidency on the other party is in a courtroom somewhere, a kangaroo courtroom, it looks like, with some guy that looks like the absent-minded professor as the judge, conducting some kind of kangaroo court that's going to last through. I mean, it's a mess from soup to nuts.
You're right.
And so but that's why the Taylor Swift thing works.
That's fascinating.
And that's why people are doing TikTok and everything else and having skeletons in their yard, because they need a diversion from reality.
Distract me.
Because reality is ugly.
It is ugly.
Yes, distraction.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always count on you bringing that to light. And again, what a great time today. Even though, we obviously sometimes we have to hit on these tough topics. And this one today, it's a tough pill to swallow, but this is our life. This is our country.
You're right. It's our life. And we can't just continue to be around all these wussy people that can't deal with it.
No.
We need leaders. We need somebody to run the pack. We need somebody to run our team. We need a coach.
We do. We need somebody to stand up.
The bully puppet that can tell people that we're the United States of America. You better back off.
Yeah.
And to tell these people that want to disregard law and order and just steal and break into stores, that's not going to be tolerated anymore. There's a new sheriff in town, and that's what we need.
Wow, Jimmy. I mean, you're making me want to vote for you. Another Jimmy Carter in the White House.
I'm telling you. Wasn't so old, I'd run myself. But I'm just tired of all this stuff. I'm tired of it, really am.
Yeah.
We've got so many great people and hero cops and hero soldiers and all these and hero firefighters that are ready to give their life today.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah. No, I know. I can hear it in your voice.
Too. It makes me mad.
Yeah, I know. I hear it. Boy, just great stuff. Again, and truth. You want honesty, you find it right here on Sweeping the Country.
That's right.
I'm telling you right now, Jimmy, you've always said it, how you feel it, how you believe it. I try to do the same and emulate that. And just because, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember what you told people, right? Because it's the truth. Instead of, making
I'm going to go order me a MyPillow right now.
Tell Mike I said hi. Until next time on Sweeping the Country, I'm Derek Walker. He's Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
And he's honest. Till next time, we'll see you then.
Good day.
Good day.